Increase in production and minimizing importation. That was the reason behind a root crop training held at the Mirabo Agricultural Station on Wednesday. Close to 100 farmers and agriculture field officers convened at the site with the objective of leaving with information on new planting methods, as the training provided participants with the recommended cultural practices for root crops grown in Grenada. Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Yolande Bean Horsford, implored on the participants to never be afraid of training.
Training is so important. Sometimes we feel that we know everything. As farmers, we've been farming for all these years. And we have all the techniques in the world. We stick things in the ground, and we do our thing and things grow. But these days, we have new techniques. We have smart climate practices that we can use, and you get things double than when you used to plant before with your old techniques. So this morning, this is so very important for you.
Grenada, for a number of years, has been importing root crops. Chief Extension Officer Randolph Shears says importation should be minimized after this training.
It's very embarrassing for us, as our cultural nation, to be importing, stuff from neighboring islands. In St. Vincent, it's well known that we import, not year-round, but from time to time, root crops from St. Vincent. And these root crops, we can grow them here. As the minister said, we have the right soil, we have the farmers, we have the technique, we have the ideal weather conditions, we have excellent varieties, and we can produce these root crops right here in Grenada.
The one-day session, which was held in collaboration with the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CARDI, took on a group-oriented approach, as participants were placed in 4 groups: Yams, Cassava and Sweet Potatoes, Tannia, Eddoes and Dasheen, and Ginger and Turmeric. Participants spent 44 minutes at each of the stations and were fully exposed to all categories of the training, which was facilitated by Agronomists and Extension Officers within the ministry. 3 participants, Tevin Alexander, Craig Hazard, and Brian Hazard, are grateful for the methods they were exposed to.
I learned new techniques how to grow some of the crops that I grow. Yeah, so like yam and ginger and cassava. Some of the techniques I learned, it's not like I used to use that. I used to use different techniques before, but now that I know new techniques how to get bigger yields, I would definitely put that into work.
As a farmer, we tend to stick to the traditional method of doing stuff. So I feel that this training today, it will give us some highlights how to do things in a more technical manner, a more modern manner. The technical knowledge you have gathered here today can help us to increase our yield, to get better yields, nicer production.
The training will benefit me in many ways. I learn new techniques, modern techniques, a lot of things I didn't know, especially with the potato and the yam cuttings. I learn the new technique, and I think it will help me do my farming better and more effectively.
Shears says the ministry is tasked with ensuring that the practices learnt are in fact implemented by the farmers.
The farmers and officers on the ministry will be here to be part of this training. And the role of the officers after today's training is to be out in the field encouraging the farmers to adopt these practices so that the production can be improved and the productivity can also be improved as it relates to root crop production.
For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.